Grand Rising, our brothers and sisters. It is 9:39 right now, and I'm trying to be consistent, post videos every day, and I think I'm going to be recording 2 videos today. But this video was a follow up to what we discussed. I think it's a little echoey in here. Okay, maybe it's not so bad. I don't know what the sound sounds like. I'm sorry, I'm moving still. Hold on, let me hear it. Okay, sorry if it's echoey. I did the best. But anyways, so today I want to do a video about just a follow-up video about the reading that we did yesterday. So yesterday we were talking about protection and how it's really important that we protect our hearts, our joy, our happiness. We protect the blessings that we're receiving, our finances, things like that. And one of the messages that came across was that it's really important that you work with your spirit team at this time and ask them to guide you on how to protect yourself or ask them for protection. They can only move on our behalf if we vocally ask, if we ask. So my readings, the readings that I share here are, including me, I feel like I'm more empathic, so I can relate to people, and that's why I share my readings, to just remind you guys there's someone else out here that may be going through something that you are going through. I don't do readings to tell you anything. Those type of readings are more private readings, but the ones that I share here are really for all of us, and I feel like they stem from the things that I'm going through, because we're all reflections of each other. So at this time in my life, my abilities are to do one-on-one readings where, I don't even know why I'm sharing this, but I guess it's important. So basically, what the readings that I share here are reflections of myself. And I'm hoping that, people come to resonate, people come to learn. It's more of me teaching and sharing than me reading. If you want an actual reading, then you would have to book a private reading with me. And that's where we'll be able to get into your specifics, speak with your guides and your higher self. So yeah. Don't know why I shared that. Don't know why I had to say that, but I did. Okay, boom. So basically, in the reading that we did yesterday, or the tarot talk that we did yesterday, it was very important that we focused our mind on protecting ourselves, focusing on what is it that we need to be protecting, and how we need to protect ourselves. So this is just a follow-up video on how that reading reflected in my life. So basically, every morning before I do these videos, I always do, I basically call them goddess baths. I give myself a spiritual bath every day, whether it's infused with love, protection, strength, relaxation. I pretty much just whatever I need that day. So before I did the reading yesterday, I did my goddess bath and I communed with, some of my ancestors or whatever. And in the journey that I'm in right now, I have a very strong connection with my ancestors. But for the past couple of weeks, just because of everything that's been going on, I haven't really like spent time with them, like communing with them. Like I would, pray. I pray every day, and I show gratitude every day. But to spend time with them, like I really hadn't been able to do that much. And that's why I really enjoy doing these videos, and having the routine that I have. So before the reading yesterday, I did my goddess bath and I communed with my ancestors. And when in the meditation, I was basically given a white flower. I mean, not a white flower, a white feather. Still a white feather. And when I did research about the white feather, it talks about how, like, it's used for protection. It's used for uh, purifying. So let's go ahead and get those, because I don't want to just say anything. So basically, um, when it comes to the white feather, it is known for peace. It is known to let you know that your spirit team is guarding you, is protecting you. So let's see. Let me give you the 3 points. So it's a sign that your angels are nearby. They're giving you encouragement and love. It also represents peace. Um, a white feather can also be from a guardian angel and is to be a gift of encouragement. So, the white feather is definitely known to be given to you by a guardian angel, is definitely known to represent peace. And in order for all of that to happen, like you have to be protected in some way, right? So, um, that was in the meditation. I did the reading. We talked about the protection. So last night, um, like sometimes my partner, he can't really go to sleep with like no sounds at all. So what we do is, like I'll play, whatever video he wants to watch. And then once he falls asleep, then I'll turn it on to like different frequencies. And lately I've been playing 528 hertz, which is a love hertz. And the reason that I play love is just because it's like the highest vibration. It's one of the highest frequencies that I feel. The higher you vibe, the lower energies can't even really touch you. So that's how I think about protection. That's how I think about cleansing. It's not necessarily that you need to wipe all the energy out. It's more of let's raise the current vibrations here so that the lower vibrations can't even reach you or touch you. Um, so yeah, last night I started playing, well, not started, but last night I played the 528 Love Hurts. And I couldn't really go to sleep. And usually the screens, they're like, just a background or whatever. But this background had different affirmations on it. And I was like, okay, okay. So I couldn't sleep. I turned the video on. It had the affirmations. So I started to read them. And I started to read them out loud. And I started to read them to my partner. And I recognized that in that moment, without consciously knowing, but then consciously knowing, I was doing a form of protection. And, you know, there are so many ways that you can protect yourself. Like, there's very much the classic ways of using Florida water, wearing different crystals, doing your spiritual baths with different ingredients, which I will be talking about in this video. Um, burning sage. Um, but there's other, like, I feel like a lot of times when we get into these spiritual communities and we start living more intentionally, we start to like forget about the bare minimum. And I think that it's very important to constantly remind each other that we have natural ways to protect ourselves. We don't need tools, we don't need elements outside of ourselves. Now, the divine did give these tools to us. So if you have access to them, then by all means use them. But for me, I feel like I'm more holistic. I try to keep it simple. I try to remind myself of my own personal power. Nothing outside of me can protect me more than me protecting me. And I realized that innately, a lot of us do certain activities that we don't even realize are protecting our energy. And I mean, the first one is educating ourselves, being aware of what's going on around us. The second one is creating boundaries, and protecting our energy. Now, last night when I started playing the frequency hertz and then the affirmations and I started speaking them over me and my partner, this morning I recognized, like, well, right now I'm recognizing, like, whoa, that was a form of protection. So moving forward, I love watching Bahati life. I feel like if you're into esoteric symbolism, occult knowledge, if you consider yourself to be a witch of any sort, I consider myself to just be a spiritual being and working with nature and the cosmos in order to make a wonderful, magical life. Some people call that being a witch. So some people call that whatever they call it, but I guess whatever. I enjoy Bahati Life because I just feel like she gives real, tangible knowledge that people can use. She doesn't fill you with too much fluff and BS. And like, I really, really enjoy watching her content. So what I realize is that for me personally, I don't listen or watch a lot of readers. I only listen to about two readers. One's a male, one's a female. And then just because I really enjoy her personality and I really like to watch other readers to learn my own craft. I do have one other person that is in my rotation here and there. So simple rules like that is a way of protecting yourself. Making sure that you're not ingesting too much fluff from everybody. That is a way of protecting your energy. I guess this whole video is just talking about maybe um, things and methods that aren't usually talked about. So, on ways on how to protect yourself. Um, so yeah, I played the love frequencies. I did the affirmations. I spoke them over myself and my partner. That's a way of protection. Being mindful of who I'm allowing to read my energy or speak over my life, that is a form of protection. I think we also need to be reminded that praying is a form of protection. It is one of the best forms of protection. Okay? Just because you don't go to church anymore or whatever you decided to do, I don't know what your life story is, but prayer is very, very important. Okay. So this morning, after, last night's situation, I like to check my phone and just kind of see like, I realized that my spirit guides, they speak through me to me through technology. Like it ain't no AI stuff. Like it's not the algorithm. I can for sure tell you that. So my spirit guides, because we are more technologically advanced, they have found a way to connect with me through technology. And I've already let them know what avenues and who and what I'm willing to receive messages from them through, if that makes sense. That was a mouthful. Me and my spirit guides have already talked about how and what ways they can communicate with me. So in the morning, it's natural within me. I'm not sure within you to kind of like check my phone just for the time, just to make sure there's no crazy emergency thing. And, I like to also see what some of my favorite creators created that day, only because it gives me the drive and the remembrance like, hey, you are inspired by them, you need to do what they're doing, okay? They woke up, they posted their video, you need to wake up and do your video, okay? So anyways, um, so I wake up and, like I said, I enjoy Bahati Life, and she made a video about protection. And it was just like a really nice reminder. A lot of us have been in the game for a minute, so we know, but there are little tips and tools that people say within their videos that, maybe you didn't know, So one thing that I really wanted to share with you guys from the video that I watched by Bahati Life is that there's actually a spiritual gateway at the back of your head here. And it's very, very important that we protect that at all times, whether that is with the oil, with Florida water, essential oils, whether you sage, whatever the case is, a crystal, whatever you choose to do, like you need to protect it. So for me, that's why a lot of times I do wear headscarves. Okay, as a melanated person, I connect with my environment through my hair. And a lot of times I need to cover up my hair to stop me from picking up certain energies within my environment, because it could be a little harder to concentrate or focus on what I need to do. So this is another way that you can protect yourself. I do head scarves and head wraps, and I may put like a dab of Florida water, or an essential oil, or I like to like hand wash my scarves, and like put Florida water, put herbs in there, and like hand wash my scarves, because these are protection for me, and it also helps me. I have to really do my hair that much. So, yeah, once I watched the video by Bahati Life, I realized that I had been doing a lot of, love baths and things like that. And again, that is one way of protecting yourself, is by raising your vibrations. But everything has a freaking place. Everything has a reason. And so this morning, after watching the video, after having the tarot talk that we did yesterday, I'm like, it's very important for me to do a spiritual protection bath. And I feel as though today it was pushed, is because today in the days moving forward, like I'm really, really interested in creating videos and posting them every single day. Every single day. Okay. So I think because of this want to share, because of this want to create a community, it is very important for me to realize how important it is to protect myself. Okay. I can bask myself in love and raise my vibrations high, but I still need to ask for my archangels and my ancestor, spirit guides, source, spirit to protect me in my mind, in my heart, and my spirit. Okay. So this morning, I have a couple of spiritual bath recipes that I am so interested in sharing and selling because I cannot give this information out freely. The reason that I cannot, I feel, and Spirit will continue to talk to me about it. But I just feel like I cannot continue to give out the free information because the information has already been given free. The information has already been given free, right? And these videos, I'm mentioning people that I've learned from. That the information is out there freely, but if you want it without having to research it, then you have to pay for it. Okay. And I know that I'm not going to be moving out of alignment with selling anything because in these videos, I'm giving a lot of information. You just have to listen. If you cannot listen, then people will sell you the information in a very compactable way. That is how the world works. Okay. So, yeah, in my this morning's goddess bath, I had to focus on protection. So I have so many different spiritual bath recipes, and I feel like the most simplest ones are found in our house, are found within the things that we already have. And I think that is so important. So the most basic one that you could ever do that is literally in your house is Epsom salt, baking soda, some type of essential oil, such as frankincense, mirror oil. I even do lavender for psychic protection. Um, and to be honest with you, everything is about intention. Now, again, everything has a place and a meaning, like everything has a specific, right? But when you have to make it do what it do, or you have to tap into your own power and set your own intention, that is what you need to do, okay? So this morning, I didn't have lemongrass, I didn't have frankincense, I couldn't find my mirror oil. So I used bergamot, and I just set my intention. Like I thought about bergamot as this very masculine, protective energy as I put it into my water. And just using your imagination, using your mind, setting your intention throughout your spiritual bath is very, very important. Like every step that you do. So when you're putting in the Epsom salt, what does that salt represent to you? When you're putting in the Florida water, what is that? What does that represent to you? These are things that you have to be reminding of yourself, like thinking to yourself, visualizing to yourself as you prep your spiritual bath. So again, all I use is Epsom salt, baking soda, bergamot essential oil, and Florida water. And I just visualized what each ingredient represented to me. And as I stepped in, I just thought about myself going into like this, I guess, cocoon. Yeah, a cocoon. And I don't know if you've ever studied what a cocoon is, but like they start having this like liquid in there and it breaks down everything. That's exactly what I thought about. So as I stepped into the bath, I just thought of myself going into this cocoon. And as the water started to surround me, I started thinking about, that liquid that's supposed to break down, right? So I'm thinking of this liquid breaking down all this nasty energy, gunk, stagnant energy. Is just breaking it down, you know? Have you ever just soaked your dishes in the hot water and soap and everything before you started washing it? And as the dishes soaked in there, like you started to see like the food loosening and starting to float away. Yeah. So that's what I thought about. And as I did that, I decided that I was also going to perform Reiki on myself. So yes, I do Reiki as well. I self-taught myself. I feel like it is a tool that the universe has given us, and I do understand that there are certain masters of it, but I feel like a lot of us, since babies, have innately been doing Reiki on ourselves. So no, I'm not going to go pay hundreds and thousands of dollars to get a certificate when this is a tool that is innately within me. And all I have to do is be reminded and practice and connect. My thoughts on it. So, anyways, I did a Reiki session on myself, and remember in yesterday's reading where it started to talk about what needs to be protected. And I'm telling you, within my spiritual bath and starting to perform a Reiki session on myself, I knew exactly what needed to be protected. And it came up in the reading. It came up in the reading that we talked about yesterday, which is our hearts. Our hearts. There were certain, it's crazy because what I have been realizing through this time of protecting my heart and cleansing my heart is that there are things at like as human beings, there are things that we hold on to that we don't even understand. Like really drags our energy down. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. Like it's crazy the things that we kind of hold on to and bury inside and don't even know it's there anymore. Okay? Excuse me. So so as I'm doing this healing session on my heart, I visualize, and I'm sharing this because this could be helping someone else, okay? That's it. But as I'm doing the Reiki healing, right? I visualize someone taking my heart chakra, right? Now, I would not recommend doing like a spiritual bath. And I mean, you can. It was just a lot of energy going on at once. I would do one or the other if you're a beginner. If you're working on your shamanic practices and you've been in the game for a minute, then maybe you can do both. But it was a lot of energy moving And that can be very frustrating, because it definitely was for me. So, but as I'm doing the Reiki, I visualize someone like taking my heart chakra. And I'm just like, bruh, give me back my heart chakra. And they're just being graceful. Like they're like not saying anything to me, like they're not responding to me or anything. And I'm just like, give me back my heart chakra. Like, I want my heart chakra back. Like, what are you gonna do with my heart chakra? Am I ever gonna get the heart chakra back? And as they took the heart chakra like from me, I started to feel like very sad, very very like that. That's all I can explain. It was just like a feeling. And that's when, like, all of a sudden, I just feel like this calming sensation, like, calm down. And that's when I just hear forgive. And when I heard that, I started to cry. I started to. And I'm just like, what? Forgive? First, you're the one that took my heart. And you're telling me to forgive. And so that's when it was just revealed to me that there was literally a light being that that came to assist me with healing and taking care of my heart chakra. And basically, what they how should I say? So basically, yeah, I heard the word forgive, and then that's when I started to like, I was about to start crying, right? And then all of a sudden, Mark comes in, my partner, he's smiling and he's happy. And at first I'm like trying to push him out, and he's like, oh, I just like, cause I'm doing my spiritual bath, and he's like, oh, I just really want to show you something. It's very funny. And, he's just showing me like something that he was working on. So I'm like, oh, oh, okay, okay. And I feel like a lot of us, I think that message is just going towards the point that, like, you know, without getting into too much of my personal life or someone else's personal business, a lot of things have just been going on, and not all the time can someone just be warm and sunshiny and like, just life happens. Seriously, life happens out of nowhere. Seriously. And a lot of times, the actions of others can impact us and make us feel as if, feel whatever feeling that we have. And it's very, very important to forgive yourself, forgive your friends, your family, your partner, forgive them for certain things they that may have hurt your feelings, may have made you feel some type of way, but you know that it's just life, man. It's just life. And those things we kind of like push down. We kind of just say, you know what? They're having a bad day, or you know what? It's just life. You know what? This whole situation sucks. I don't expect anyone to be happy in it. And so it's easy that we just push them down, but I feel like certain those small things and things like that, those things still need to be addressed in a way of it's okay and to forgive and to let go. So, remember, I was kind of upset because this, like the energy felt good and calm and positive. So I knew it wasn't anything negative, but I just didn't understand like where you take it, my heart chakra. And, once I had to forgive, and, that happened with me and Mark, I go back into my meditative state, and I see that I'm going to call it a celestial being, because whenever I'm doing Reiki and stuff, I'm pulling this energy from universal, like from the universe. I'm asking the cosmos to bring this energy down. And immediately, as I look over to the celestial being who has my heart chakra, all of a sudden, they're like, breathe in, breathe in. And as I breathe out, there's like this, I'm gonna be honest, it was like this dark kind of like energy coming out. And then when I breathed in, there was like white energy coming in. And I'm just like, okay. So it was like black, glittery kind of energy leaving out, and then like a white, pure white energy coming in. And I was directed to just breathe in and breathe out naturally. So as I do that, I see that they're washing off the heart chakra. And before, when they took my heart chakra, it was a door to the heart chakra. It had a knob, it had a key. It was a freaking door. And as I'm doing these breaths or whatever, the celestial being, I feel like it was the masculine energy of it all, was bringing back the heart chakra. And I'm like calming down at this point, because I had gone through feelings of like being worried and being scared and being then having to forgive and calming down. And so they're bringing back the heart chakra, and instead of there being a door, it just like I don't think somebody can understand, but it was just like a gloop, like a soft little portal that just, there was no door. It was just, I don't know how to explain it. Like, think of a portal. You know how like when you see in the movies they're going through the portal, it's like watery kind of. Yeah, that looked like that. And from there, I just heard like, you're going to appreciate this. They are going to appreciate this. And I just was like, thank you. And I honestly just felt light, And then I was directed to finish my spiritual bath. And basically, when you're doing a spiritual bath, work from your head down. You want to stay like in the tub whole time while you're washing, cleaning yourself. And then you want to stay in the tub and let the water out and visualize all this extra negative, grimy, gross energy going down the drain, going down into the sewer, returning back into Mother Nature and being rejuvenated into positive energy. And that is how you want to release that negative energy. I feel like I really want to do like a Reiki session on here, or talk you guys through how to do a spiritual bath. if that is something that you guys are interested in, once you see the video, please comment it down below. But I just kind of wanted to share like how the protection message resonated within my life. I really hope that, if you guys are interested, that you include what your experiences have been. How do you protect yourself? What experience have you had when doing Reiki? Um, and what is like your key ingredient for a spiritual bath? I hope that you guys learned something from here. I hope that you guys understand that you do not need any external tools in order to be protected. It's all about knowing, it's all about asking for protection. But if you have them, like it's great, that's great. Um, mm, 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 mm. But yeah, um, I think that's all the information I got. The next video will definitely be a tarot read for today. I love you guys so much, and I hope that you have a beautiful day.